First of all, I appreciate everybody coming out to cover Penn State football and our players. Obviously, whenever you can go on the road and win a Big Ten game is a positive. So we're going to build on that. Obviously, we're able to put some points on the board. Pretty interesting stat right here. Just the fourth time in the last 100 years that a Big Ten team has scored 60 points in back-to-back games. Journey Brown with his first touchdown. First time in Penn State history with 50 points in 3 straight games. Ellis Brooks with a first career interception. 387 yards rushing, or the third most in Big Ten game for Penn State. So a lot of different good things. I can go through and kind of read the stats. Jan Johnson's interception I thought was a huge one. Really good example about running to the ball. If you run to the ball, good things happen. But overall, we did some good things. We didn't play as well as I think we're capable of playing in the first half. But we're 4-0. We found a way to be 1-0 this week. We're going to have to get some things cleaned up. And I think that's the exciting thing is, although we found a way to win a game on the road once again, there's still a lot of things that we got to get better at, really in all 3 phases. I thought they did a good job with their running game against us, our defense tonight. We're gonna have to improve there. This offensive coordinator's got a really good plan. They've been able to run the ball pretty much on everybody they've been able to play. I thought we got some things settled down. We're a little bit more consistent in our assignments on the defensive side of the ball. Defensive ends getting up the field when they're supposed to sag. Linebackers running overrunning runs where there should be inside out. Just small details. I think we need to improve our production. In our backup defensive tackles, our 3 defensive tackles behind our starters, we need to be more productive there. I thought we punted the ball well. I thought when it came to field goals, obviously we got to be more consistent there because that's going to come down to an important kick at one point during the season. So we got to get our freshmen a little bit more confidence in Jake Pinniger there. But again, overall, we were able to find a way to get a win. I'm pleased with that. We got to get back tonight. We won't get back till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Try to enjoy the win for a few hours. Need our players to be really disciplined tomorrow and get 8 hours of sleep tomorrow during the day. And then obviously Sunday we got some work to do. So I'll open up the questions.
James, why do you think you responded so well after Illinois took the lead earlier in the third quarter?
Well, I think we've been in these situations before. Really, the last 3 years, whenever we get in those situations, we don't panic. We make the adjustments. We believe in each other. And then we just were a little bit more consistent kind of with all of our assignments. Defensively, we made some adjustments. I think they were key in a lot of our blitzes, whether they were either getting our signals or getting some indicators on the field and running specific run plays into our specific blitzes and things like that. And they did a good job. That's what these offenses do, and their offense coordinator does a heck of a job with it. But once we were able to get them settled down and play some more base defense, then I think we were fine from that point on. Early on, the turnovers hurt. We're going down the field and looks like we're gonna score a touchdown and turn the ball over. I talked all week long how with this team the turnover ratio was going to be critical, and we the first half we didn't do a good job protecting the football, and it hurt us. Came back to hurt us.
James, are you guys still trying to figure out your top 11 guys on defense with the amount of rotations that you saw?
Yeah, I don't think we're in a situation where we have 11 guys that we know on defense right now, especially at the linebacker position. I think obviously we got starters and we got guys that we're rotating in, but I don't know if anybody's really separated themselves from the pack. And I think that's probably some of our challenges there. Having a guy that is running the defense and can be an eraser for you in terms of making plays, and we're not there yet. I think we're making progress, but we're not there yet.
Did you expect that you guys would be there at this point, 4 games through with that, or kind of?
Probably not. I think we realized it was going to be a work in progress, and we have inexperienced veterans, and we got a bunch of young guys. So at those positions like quarterback and middle linebacker and things like that, the experience is critical. The experience is critical, and we lack it. We lack it. On the defensive side of the ball.
James, what did you like most about the running game tonight? The way Miles carried it, the way you guys blocked?
Yeah, I think we're getting better up front on the offensive line. I think we have a really good plan, coming into it, and we have, now for 4 weeks. I think Miles is getting more comfortable and more confident. And I thought Ricky came in and did some nice things as well. So I think there's progress, but it starts up front with our line. I think our tight ends are doing a better job. But I thought we had a good plan going into it. We had a pretty good idea of who and what they were going to be. I think we got to be more consistent in the passing game. There's too many throws that we're missing. There's too many balls that we're not coming down with, because we're going to have to be more balanced moving forward in the run and the pass game.
Good to see Juwan bounce back, 18 touchdown.
Yeah, and we have a lot of confidence in Juwan. So, when he plays like that, it doesn't surprise us one bit. I think he's just going to keep, getting better as we continue to get him more opportunities.
James, you've always said that Miles, it was good for him to play behind Saquon for the last couple of years. How is he now emerging out from underneath that?
Well, he's very mature. He's very mature. I think one of the things he's doing a really good job right now is you don't see us with as many tackles for loss, and that's a couple things. I think Ricky's doing a good job in how he's calling it and how he's identifying with the look stuff that we do. But I also think Miles, the first couple weeks, was bouncing some things that he shouldn't have. So I think he's doing a better job of, sometimes there's nothing prettier than an ugly 3-yard run. And I think a lot of times at running back, you think you want to bounce everything and you want to try to go 80 every single time. And now we end up 2nd and 12. So getting a running back to understand lowering your shoulder and fighting in a crack and getting 2 or 3 yards and keeping us on schedule is important. And I think he's doing a really good job of that. I think obviously watching Saquon the last couple of years, Saquon would do that. And sometimes it hurt us, and other times he made spectacular runs, as you can imagine. So you have to be careful. You sit on the sideline, you watch that. The reality is, Miles is doing a really, really good job of being consistent, of getting us positive yardage. It's great for the offensive coordinator in terms of calling the game, because we're typically on schedule. And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences. We're more physical on the O-line and tight end, and we're more consistently getting positive yardage and staying out of long yardage situations. I think the other thing that's been helpful is a lot of the time we have been in plus territory on 3rd down, and we've been in that kind of area where, are you going to go for a long field goal or are you going to punt the ball? So me being able to tell Ricky on 3rd down, you have 2 downs to pick it up, is allowing us to call more runs on 3rd down, and we've been picking them up. I haven't gone for a whole lot of 4th downs because we've been running the ball at a higher rate on 3rd down, because it just seems like across the 50-yard line we've been in that situation a lot. So I think that's another thing that's been helping our run game and also help our 3rd down percentage.
Jim, go ahead.
In the 3rd series for your defense, you guys only had two of your starters in there. Why do you guys want to get those guys so many reps at this point? Why did you guys opt to do that when you did?
Build depth. Yeah, we've kind of always done that. We rotate the heck out of the defensive line. It probably seems like more to you guys than normal because of what we're doing at linebacker. We're playing so many guys at linebacker right now, but our D-line rotation is how it's always been. I think the linebacker is different, but everything else is probably very similar to how it's been in the past.
Is that why Sutherland, too, you guys gave him a lot of run even early on? Is that part of that as well with Sutherland?
Yes.
Do you feel like you've played a complete game? And if you don't, how close are you to doing that? And what does it say about your team that you're 4-0 and you haven't played a complete game? Yeah,
I don't think we've played a complete game. I don't know if we've played many complete games since we've been here. I think we are getting better. You know, there's certain plays, there's certain series, there's certain quarters that you're not happy with. But you know, I watch a little bit of the NFL. It's the same way at that level. I don't know if we've played up to our level really since we've been here. But I do think we're getting better, and that's the thing that I focus on. Do we get better individually and collectively every week? And I think for the most part, you could say we have. Has there been quarters or drives or at times where we haven't played the way we're capable of playing? Yes. But overall, we're gaining a lot of experience for a lot of different players on a very young football team. You know, I had sent something to Chris the other day. You know, in our travel party, out of 74 people on our travel party,
It's like 40%.
yeah, like 40% of our travel party is true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. Something crazy like that. We'll get the numbers for you.
30 of 74.
Yeah, 30 of the 74 players in the travel party are true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. So all those reps that we're getting is critical. It's going to help us, you know, next week. It'll help us later on in the season. But I don't know any other way to get guys better than to get them on the field and play them. And we're talented, but we're young and inexperienced, and we're making mistakes that we got to get cleaned up. A lot of it's gap accountability, a lot of it's techniques and responsibilities, really in all three phases. So, you know, we just got to get better. Same thing on like kickoff. You know, we knock it 9 yards deep one play, and then we kick it out of bounds the next. And that's our youth and inexperience showing up at times. You know, so you know, I talked to Cheka about that a little bit. I said, Cheka, you look like Adam Vinatieri. Is that his name?
Yeah.
One play, and then the next play you look like the backup kicker at East Stroudsburg. You know, and that's all of us. We're all looking for consistency in everything we do, and that's across the board, but it's magnified with young players.
James, you
Time for one
get
more.
John Reed back. How close is he to where he was a couple years ago before he went out with the injury?
Yeah, I think it's hard because you got John coming back after not playing for a year, and then he plays a couple games, and then is out, you know, for a game. So he's just got to get back in the routine of things. We feel great about John, but having that much time off, basically a year in a game, you know, it adds up. So I think he's close because he's played so much football and the way he approaches it and studies it. But I think he can take another step, if not two.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're going to do players out on the field. And so we'll meet you out there if you guys want to head out.